Hi guys, welcome to episode 2.
Yes.
And we were talking about what a healthy relationship looks like.
Yes.
And we left it at the point of peace.
Yes.
Yeah, the peace in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that it's important for peace, for there to be peace
In your heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one of the pointers of a healthy relationship is when there is peace.
Yes.
There is calm.
Yeah.
And our hearts know when there is turmoil, when there is a problem. So there has to be peace. We also said that there is an atmosphere of safety in a relationship. And then there is also that feeling of, I can be an individual. I can be, there is independence.
Yeah.
There is no micromanagement, manipulation and control. Right? What can you say?
You've mentioned that it's a very critical thing because some people lose their individuality after either getting married or getting into a relationship. And that is not good. A good relationship is not a dependent relationship. It has a form of independence which leads to interdependence. You see, it's where you have kept your individuality as a person. Let's say, for example, if you loved sports and you married or you start dating someone who does not love sports, or if you had friends and all of a sudden you feel, hey, just because I'm dating this one, I need to cut off some people. Well, there are things that happen organically, but there shouldn't be control in the relationship to make someone, start being who they are not. That's what control does. You find someone begins to, it's like now you don't have a mind of your own. Someone is imposing thoughts on you. Someone is controlling you. That never goes well. Ultimately, people become, what is this word? People become, someone can begin to this word, resent. Sorry. It can build resentment. Because if you force someone to do something or be someone they are not, over time they lose their individuality, and then when they realize, where am I? Who am I? They start blaming you. They start, so a good relationship is built in an atmosphere of freedom where someone can still be themselves. Someone can still love what they used to love. Someone can still be whole and just feel like they are enough. Yeah. Feel like, I don't have to change to be someone else for you to actually accept me. For me to feel accepted by you. Yeah. That's a very critical thing that you have to keep. You have to build an atmosphere of love, an atmosphere of freedom where people are still themselves. Yes, I think that's a very important point in a healthy relationship. Yeah. So as you date, how is the atmosphere of freedom around you? Are you feeling like there's too much pressure for you to conform or to be who you're not? Well, that's not okay. Sometimes it happens unknowingly, by the way. There are demands people have in relationships that sometimes, it's like an unspoken, where someone feels like, I need to change for me to be accepted. I don't know what you think about that. That someone really feels, I am not yet accepted. Yes, I'm dating this person, but this version of me, I have to upgrade to another version. Yeah. If you start dating a lady who does not like to plait hair, please don't force her. Wacha akianza kuplait, it should be by her own
volition.
Yeah, it's just, I have decided, this is who I am. You loved me this way. And I think also some things are a manifestation of comparison. Someone can be seeing something somewhere else, then they feel that's what I like, so I want to see it in you. So it introduces pressure.
But I think that can happen.
Yes.
As long as there is no
pressure.
Manipulation.
Exactly. As long as there is no control, manipulation, it's good. If it's just coming out freely, where you know what someone likes, and also it's not you have to, it's not coming in form of pressure. Another thing when it comes to healthy relationship is healthy relationships is the aspect of friendship. I think this is one of the things that actually being married, you realize friendship is key. Yeah. That when you really are married to your friend, when you date your friend, you know, things become easy. I've remembered how sometimes people, when they go for dates, they have to, you know, have topics of discussion.
Topic number one.
We will talk about politics. Then after politics, we talk about this and this. I will call you because you see, there is
the agenda for the meeting.
There has to be an agenda. There is how things are not just flowing. You know, when you're friends with someone, there just is. You know, you even when you don't have anything to talk, you're just okay. You know, you're not. There is no pressure to perform. You know, a lady can give a guy pressure to talk to her a certain way. You know, oh, you don't talk to me these days. Niambie. In Swahili again. You know, it's like pressure to perform. You have to have stories and what. If you don't have, it's okay. You are friends, you know. You can talk nothing and you can also just be there for each other. And there's just an atmosphere of acceptance. I think friends really accept each other in ways that is just beautiful and peaceful, and there's a quietness in friendship. Yeah. So it's critical to understand this, that one of the things that makes a relationship beautiful, healthy, is building friendship. Friendship is cultivated, by the way. There are friendships that may look, it's natural, but it also takes energy to just build friendship. You avail yourself, you become open, you know, to the degree that's comfortable for you to be open to this person. Yeah, you just love them freely, you know, and build friendship, you know. I think these are things that I think it's important for a healthy relationship, that you are friends with someone.
Why is it that unhealthy relationships are
very
interesting, very addictive? And by the way, what do you say about red flags?
Okay.
Person started knowing someone, saw the red flags, but ignores.
Okay. That's a very good question. I think when it comes to people fancying unhealthy relationship, I would say number one is people look for who they are not sometimes, or identity crisis. Let me say that. An identity crisis can actually cause someone to be in something that they don't individually approve, you know, because someone is afraid, you know, now if I leave this thing, then what? You know, someone can be in a relationship because that relationship is what is giving their lives meaning. You know, so in the long run, either it's something that does not look like the values they live for. They even can see, hey, this is not what I really think I stand for, but they're still there because they feel if this relationship ends, wow, then what will I look like? What will I be like? You know? Yeah, it could be even someone let me use this example. You can be dating someone who is sleeping around, cheating, and all that, and you are still there. because you feel, hey, this man or this woman, you know, uh, gives me a certain kind of meaning, you know. Identity is not meant to come from anything outside you. Yeah. Identity is a very critical thing. So that's a whole subject. I think we can do a whole podcast on identity. So let me go to the next. So who are you? You know, who do you say you are? Is a relationship giving you identity? Like, are you defining yourself from a relationship that you have? That's a critical thing. So many times, I think that's number one, I would say. Number two, I would say people, if someone does not know what is genuine, they may stick with what is not genuine. Yeah. If you have never tested, if, let's say, for example, there is no model of love. Yeah. People normally say, a lady, for example, who comes from a family, this is not a one size fits all, but mostly they say ladies who come from families where they are loved by their dads, they are loved by their parents, they are loved well. That person, is very hard for them to just settle for any kind of man. Why? Because already they have a model. Yeah, they have a model. They have tested genuine love, you see. And when someone has tested genuine love from God, also from people, or you have even seen it around you, chances of just falling and, accepting anything lesser are very low. So I would just give those two for now.
Are there situations where maybe someone has been so used to manipulation, the manipulation has paralyzed them? They're told, if you leave this relationship, you are nothing.
You are not. Yeah.
So they have received it to a point where they know if anything like this ends, I have nowhere to go.
Yeah, you're reminding me of a story in the Bible of David and the Israelites. I remember reading that story and seeing the first day Goliath comes out and he speaks to the Israelites and curses their God and talks, you people come fight me and all that. The Bible says they were afraid. Then as Goliath continued to talk, Bible says this happened for 40 days. On the 40th day, when Goliath came, the Bible says that they were so afraid. They saw SORE. They were greatly afraid, and they even ran. Just hearing his voice. I think the voice someone keeps hearing has an impact. Yeah, and such relationships exist where people have been mishandled until they have lost a certain sense of worth in themselves. Yeah, until their dependence is on another. Until someone knows, hey, you hear cases where someone was either married or in a relationship that was very abusive, went and talked to the friends. The friends were like, see, this person is very bad. Then that person ghosts them for a week. They ask, are you still there? Yeah, by the way, I went back. Or separation happened or something like that. We are not encouraging separation or divorce, but someone just goes back because of such a case where their will has been, should we say, even weakened. Just feel like so it's possible. I think it's also
What will you generally say is the solution to that kind of a situation?
I would say, like we began in episode 1, that someone building and establishing themselves first makes them stronger in the relationship. There are people who come into a relationship expecting a relationship to give them something. And you see, a relationship by itself does not have anything. A relationship has what two people bring on the table. When it comes to you as a person, you must take time to build your individuality. You know, these are things that should happen before, you know, you date someone, that you have a solid heart. You have come to a place where for you as a person, you are whole. We're actually going to talk about emotional wholeness in another episode. But realize, for you as a person, when you are whole, you have experienced, let's say, the love of God. You have come to the place where you know your worth as a person, because no one can really give another worth. You know, I normally see this thing called,
repeat that again.
Yeah, no one can give another worth. You know, we live in a society where people find identity because they feel, I associate with this particular kind of person, so I feel big. You see it in how people brag that, you know, my dad and politician so and so are friends, or politician so and so is my uncle. So you can tell there is how people draw their worth from certain connections. So no one can really give you your worth. People run for, you know, this feminist kind of movements where they are striving for equality, for example. So if a lady comes to a man and says, I want you to make me equal with you, what has that lady done? She has actually taken all her powers, handed it over to the man, and then told the man, make me. So really, there is nothing to fight for. Yes, maybe in the aspect of opportunities that can be understood, but in the aspect where someone makes you feel worthy, that's a dangerous path. Yeah, your worth comes from God. Your worth comes from the love of God. So it's someone, we can use the story of the prodigal son as our what we can use to look at, where he says, I will go back to the father. I will go back to, he came to his senses. He said, I will go back to my father. You know, you just come to your senses and you realize your worth really comes from God. Yeah. No one can manipulate you unless you allow them. No one can control you unless you allow them. That's very critical.
So basically we are saying, it seems we look for things that only God can give in a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are things that it seems we can only receive from God.
Yeah.
Self-worth, that sense of belonging,
Yeah.
you know, coming from the love of God.
Yeah.
That can only be gotten from God.
Yeah.
Then when you have that, you come into a relationship, right?
Yeah. That's how you come, because you only bring who you are. Yeah. It's who you are that you bring. Yeah. You know, we live in a world where people see externalities, things that are outside, but who you are is what you bring into the relationship. Maybe another thing that makes people stay in unhealthy relationship is the fear of starting over. You know, you can build something for 3, 4, 5 years and you feel, hey, if I get out of this thing, I would have wasted a lot of time. We just make it work. Maybe we go for counseling. So someone feels, hey, starting over. Starting over. This is too much work. Yeah. So
then they continue delaying.
They continue delaying, and then now things become worse. Yeah. There are ladies who start dating men they think they can change. No, you can never change anyone. No, you can't. Unless it's only God. You are not God. People don't get into relationships or marriage to change each other. It doesn't work that way. If you decide to date someone, please be comfortable with their current version. Don't commit to a future version of someone.
You can't date as an evangelist.
You can say, no, this person anakaa kona potential. I think with time, he doesn't pray, but I think I can. If you look at someone and their current state, you feel I can live with you. If you never change, still okay, perfect.